Today, we're showing you 7 body language tweaks that make people trust you faster, follow your lead easier, and feel calm around you, all without you saying a single word. Good morning, everybody. Let's get after it right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good?
What doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys? Good morning, nation. Hey, I have a confession to make. I picked me over you guys first this morning, which is why I was late. Yep, true story. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings Live with Keith, Jon, and Friends, your daily shot of real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation to help you start your day right. Yes, good morning, everybody. This is a live show with you right now if you guys are tuning in. Good morning, Rahima Gennard. Good morning, Bernard. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Lady Drew Bozier. I know you're out there. Before we roll, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I think I got to move my stuff over here. Hey, Jimmy, I think I might be out of like camera here. Yeah, there we go. I got to do this, I think. Anyways, let's just try this. How about if we did this? Wow, we'll get back to that in a second. We'll get that when the guys are here. Hey, guys, listen. This is an R-rated experience. Yes, it is. So if the kids are around, I invite you to put the headphones on, or gentlemen, put the headphones on as well. And whatever you do not hit that snooze button. You're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't today. I know I did not hit the snooze button. I got up, got after it. A couple minutes running, not behind, just aside this morning. I got all my check marks done here this morning. Hey, we're going to kick off the morning loop with the story. Every father, coach, and mentor needs to hear new data that is showing that boys and young men are falling behind across society. Yes, we're going to talk about it today, guys. This is a call to rebuild purpose, discipline, and direction for the next generation. Then we're going to tap into today's current event conversations happening around the world. The CEO of an $8 billion AI company says it's actually mind-boggling that people think you can work 38 hours a week, have work-life balance, and still be quote-unquote successful. Yeah. Meanwhile, Instagram's planning a dedicated TV app to go head-to-head with YouTube. I'm telling you guys, the world is becoming everything is television. Geologists might have stumbled onto the largest gold mine in the world. If you're looking to buy gold, maybe today's the day to increase that investment. And a third of Americans, I'm going to think North Americans, admit to having some kind of romantic relationship with AI. Yeah. And finally, today's Dumb Shit Award. Yeah, we're introducing it. John Petrocelli, our resident bullshit expert. It's going to be Today's Dumb Shit Award goes to the influencer. Well, we're going to talk about it coming up. The Dumb Shit Award. We're launching the Dumb Shit Award coming up on today's show. Yeah, center stage, we're going to dive into 7 ridiculous anxiety hacks that actually work. Hour 2, good morning, Holroyd. Hour 2 is where it all connects. We're going to break down the 7 body language tweaks and make men instantly more trustworthy and stop sending the wrong messages. Then Reloaded. We're talking about how often we get up and go for a piss. Looking forward to that conversation with Jon Andersen. How normal is it, guys, for us to get up throughout the evening and then in morning focus? Your father wound. Yes, men. If you are a father, or if you still have a alive father, it's one of those honest, uncomfortable men's conversations that changes the way you see yourself forever. And finally, up Community Corner, the creators who show on YouTube, LinkedIn, Substack. Today, we're going to explore how Chris and Adrian and exploring how to read people better and help them read you at night. All right, guys, coffee in hand, minds are sharp. Nation, you guys ready to rock and roll this morning? Are you guys getting up and getting after it? I see it, Petro. The Dumb Shit Award sounds awesome. Oh, yeah, looking forward to this one. Jimmy, drum roll. Rahima, drum roll. The morning loop. It starts right now.
Welcome back to the Circus Nation. Another loop, another chance to get after it. Keith, John, Marty. What's shaking?
Lady Drew, if you're out there, we still love you.
Hey, John, we're gonna play catch with pitcher later today. Wanna join us? Big show today, nation, so let's get it rolling. What are we talking about first, fellas?
Are we gonna go play catch later, Anderson?
I think that doesn't even make sense. It's a 5-pound dog.
It's so funny, man. Good morning.
It's like some things don't even like solicit a response.
I love it. Good morning, Rufy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You guys can join the show with us live right now and get open the phone lines up in the second hour. Hey, we had Jim Glassman join the show this yesterday. He tuned in, stumbled onto the show, picked up his phone, and phoned us. I think he's going to join the show in the coming weeks. And if you're not watching the show live, well, here's an invitation for you. Join myself and John every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. If you're looking for somebody to get up with, you need an accountability partner. It costs nothing to hang out with us. And if you're aging and you're stuck and you're feeling shitty, well, the guy across the screen from you right now can help you out. Oh, yeah, the world of peptides, the guy's an expert. The guy's an expert. So the BPZ, trizepatide, the jodazide, the dudazide, the edazide, he'll help you with all the zides. Every zide in the world, Jon Andersen will help you with them all. Hey, brother, you're going to be happy today because I am. We have a dumb shit award today. You named it. You didn't even know.
I saw Petro was saying something about that.
Yeah, so you named it because of your awesome vocabulary. So we officially have a dumb shit award, and we're going to award it to the dumbest person on the planet that just creates ridiculous news. And we got a guy here today. And then I thought between you naming it, and because we have a resident bullshit expert who just can find bullshit under any rock of the planet, we have the best segment ever.
Can we clarify this, though? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no.
So when I say dumb shit,
yes,
there's two ways it can be looked at.
Okay.
I'm not calling a person.
No, I know.
I'm saying what's being done is dumb shit.
Yes.
Calling a person a bad name under any circumstance, no matter who what they're doing, I try to veer away from that. Are they doing something dumb? Well, that's what dumb shit is.
So I'm glad you clarified that, because that's actually because you know what? There'll be times, I know you love me, you respect me, you hold me in high regard. I might do dumb shit. And you might say, hey, Bilous, I'm giving you the dumb shit award. You're a pretty nice fella. You're a crazy son of a bitch, but I'm giving you a dumb shit award because you made a stupid decision last night. Yeah, same kind of thing. There you go. Right?
Exactly.
How was your 22 hours?
We all do dumb shit, whether we like it or not.
I didn't do nothing yesterday, dumb. Although I'm going to live much longer. Oh, fuck, man. I think the last 2 days, I might have added, Johnny, I may have added 10 years to my life in the last 48 hours.
You know, that's good for you, brother. And I think it's unfortunately on the flip side of that.
Yes,
my life expectancy work has not been up to par lately.
Well, you have a left hand and a right hand, brother.
What's that?
You have a left hand and a right hand.
Oh, it's not even. It's like I've just been so like overwhelmed with shit going on. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. It's like, fuck. It just seems like the last couple of weeks, sometimes it's just shit comes at you. You know, it's not single file.
I get you.
I'm really good at knocking down single file shit.
Yeah.
It's been coming in for, so it's just one of those, I guess it's almost a perfect example of what happens when people get too busy or, we all get a little taste of that, and it rarely happens to me. But it's in the last couple of weeks. It's been, and then in total transparency, Tara and I had a little bit of I want to say a beef. We could probably misunderstanding, or maybe just a little bit of a boil up, which then also creates a little distance, which then just makes it even tougher. So, but the last couple of weeks has been different. Normally, we got a schedule for that.
Yeah. Dude, there's nothing I hate more. Oh, wrong choice. Sorry. There's nothing I strongly dislike more. And I mean this so much love. And I think you can align. Any man right now who loves their wife adoringly, even through the ups and downs, it gets frustrating when we get it a sink, eh? Especially when you both kind of don't know it, and you're like, and and you want to be in sync, but you're not, and you kind of know you're not, and it's like it's just a cycle of relationships in life. Nobody's at fault. There's no beef. It's the cycle, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, brother.
Dude,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And Terry and I, dude, because I'm an extremist by nature.
I know you are. Well, so am I. Yes.
And so we will go like to the crazy extremes, to the point where like, okay, this is almost like unhealthy. Like we need to do some other shit besides this with our time at night, you know. And then there will be other times when it'll go the other way, you know. So it's the cycles they come from all sides.
Yeah, well, and I bet you, like myself and Lauren, and again, guys, what you know about me and John, we part of the value of the show is offering our lives for you guys, because I think that's the relatability of it all. I think, like you and Lauren, you have your patterns. I'm sorry, like me and Lauren, like you and Terry, you have your patterns, right? I know you do. Like we all have our patterns where.
Oh God, are you kidding me? Right? I'm big fucking patterns. All I am.
Well, and because I'm so neurotic with awareness and paying attention, we've had conversations, and she's like, "Oh, there you are, Mr. fucking psychologist, pointing out the pattern again." I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? You know exactly.
Fuck yeah. Because the patterns are, I mean, they're so helpful. Whether it's to establish or to understand, or the list goes on.
Well, so I'll tell you what those patterns have taught me, John. They've taught me, like you did in our early days hanging out together, around the idea of responding versus reacting versus responding, right? And then noticing the patterns, because as I was getting to know you and going through my new relationship, I was reacting and then realizing that there's a pattern happening there. I was like, wait a minute. If I can get in front of the pattern, I can break the pattern. Yep. And I did. And you know what I mean? It's
fucking empowering.
Oh, yes, especially when you have awareness around it and you can change your behavior.
Yeah, because most people will say, "Oh, it's just who I am. It's just the way."
No. So hold on. Hold on. I believe you'd agree with me here. It's okay to acknowledge it's who I am. You say it all the time. It's who I am. However, you own that. And what I mean by it is that when we own it, we acknowledge that.
I don't say it's who I am and own the shit that I need to fix.
Exactly. Yes. I
own the stuff that I've worked to put into place.
Bingo. Exactly.
Hey, funny side note. I don't know if I've ever told you this. So middle daughter is Taylor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I love that name, Taylor. It's actually it's one of my tops.
Okay.
But what I wanted to do with her before we found out the sex.
Yes.
I wanted to pick a name that could go either way.
Okay.
And we couldn't agree on one, but my number one name for this baby, which we didn't know was going to be a boy or girl, was Lauren.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No shit, eh?
Yeah. What happens if it's a boy? I said, fuck, what do you mean what happens to a boy? Look at me. Fuck, you think Lauren's going to fucking slow him down?
Well, and Lauren's a man name too. Lauren could be. I've known Laurens that are men too.
Oh, dude, and I remember in high school.
Yeah,
there was a dude named Lauren Bell, probably one of the most fucking savage dudes that I can remember.
Dude, so so where I grew up, a lot of indigenous folks, especially part of the country where I grew up with a lot of bells. And dude, every bell I knew was a dangerous, crazy, strong motherfucker, right? It just would kick everybody's ass, man. It was like, oh, there's the bell. And just anybody I knew. Oh, fuck yeah, absolutely, right? Just ass kicker. Petrocelli, yep, that's a cop-out, backing out of a situation or commitment or avoiding responsibility for something. Yep, and I would say that many folks do.
You only fucking own the shit that you've worked hard to put in place.
Yes.
And you're proud of. The stuff that is not in place, the stuff that's off kilter, I should say.
Yes.
You own that in terms of I'm working on that.
Yes.
You don't say that's me,
Bingo. Exactly. All right, Sterling Preston, I know you got some stuff on the counter for us to talk about. One of the topics, I got a dumb shit award.
Yeah, and listen, you two gay bastards better bring something better for me today. Jesus Christ, you're really choking here. Now, granted, I understand that your creator your creator's language is not her first language is not English, so I'm giving you a little fucking wiggle room here. But come on, let's see what you got.
Enrollment, employment, and mental health trends for young men are sliding.
We'll show what's driving it and talk solutions.
Anxiety flaring?
Yeah. We brought 7 ridiculous fixes that actually work.
Trust is visual first. We'll show 7 cues that land as honest.
Yeah. Quick tweaks, real impact. You can use them today.
Night bathroom trips, what's normal at 25, 4 to 5, 70?
We'll map it by age and when it's worth checking. The father wound, how old pain shapes adult choices.
We'll show signs men miss and how to start healing.
An AI CEO just reignited hustle versus balance.
We'll decode the claim and what it really asks of you. The photo app wants your living room screen.
Short form is aiming big. We'll ask what it means for creators. Geologists may have found a monster gold deposit.
Yeah, boom or bust for the region and markets. We'll break it down.
A third say they've tried romance with AI.
Wait, what?
And the dumb shit award goes to
An influencer who staged a dangerous cliff stunt.
What if the most powerful tool for a man's mental and emotional resilience has been overlooked in our modern pursuit of success? We're expected to be stoic, to tough it out, but this emotional armor is cracking under the weight of unspoken struggles and a lack of genuine connection. By creating spaces for open conversation and providing access to targeted support, we can dismantle the stigma and empower men to thrive. It's time to talk. It's time to listen. It's time to heal together. Good morning, Marty.
What's up, Keithy?
How are you, brother? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Awesome to see you here. I'm actually really glad you're here for this conversation. We're going to kick it off. This is an important one we're going to have this morning, guys. There's data.
Real quick. If I missed that nickname all this time, Keithy?
I don't know. It's the first time I heard it too.
Yeah, I just made it up just now.
I was like, shit, man. You guys realize you're on the air. This isn't a private conversation, right?
So, I'll tell you something. I'm glad.
Is there a little slip here? Jesus Christ.
Well, considering we're talking about Sterling and Preston, and Johnny's got a thing about that maybe Marty's referring to. But listen, the only person that calls me a Keithy is actually Brookie, my little Brookie, my bonus daughter. You know what's really cool about it? Is that she has a dad. She loves her dad. But she's also one of the only people on the planet that has a Keithy, right? And she loves it. So, instead of her stepdad or bonus dad, she calls me her Keithy. And it's pretty cool because she has a dad and she has her Keithy. So when I hear Marty call it, I'm like, all right, brother, I can be your Keithy too.
See, I knew I heard it before.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely, you did. But hey, guys, I got a conversation I'm really glad Marty's here for. There's some data that's beginning to be revealed that boys and young men are falling behind across society. Here's some of the stats, guys. Education. Girls are up.
Real quick, just something funny. You said boys and young men?
Yeah. And John, I got a young boy. I got a couple of young daughters. You got a couple of, you got 3 young daughters. But girls right now in education are outperforming boys in reading. Girls' GPAs are higher. Grad rates, 89% versus 83% in boys. Women's college enrollment, 66% versus men, 57%. Men are unfortunately choosing unlife more than women. Boys more often are diagnosed with ADHD and autism. There's more angst happening around young men than there are females on the planet. John, let's start with our brother Marty here. Marty, the guys you're hanging out with, and maybe you're at the end of this demo, but as you sit and look around and talk to men, are you getting a sense this is happening, Marty?
Well, this is a whole episode here, man, but we can keep it.
Let's talk about it.
I'll try to keep
Please.
it brief. Now, some of the stats you mentioned, I don't think are necessarily negative. Now, I think women operate better in those controlled environments than guys. I think we kind of just, we got to figure stuff out. And being under that structure isn't always the best way for us to thrive. Sometimes if you got a creative guy like myself or Johnny, who probably weren't the best students. I don't think you were either, Keith.
No, true, 100%. Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that we're falling behind. And then as far as the unaliving stuff, I just know that sometimes guys don't express themselves.
Yes.
And there isn't always an environment to do that. And then, I'm a couple generations behind you guys.
Yes.
You'll go on TikTok and you'll see a woman say, I just want my man to work and pay the bills and just shut up and don't talk, And when you have women, because that influences women, believe it or not.
Yes.
When you have women hearing stuff like that, they don't care about a guy's feelings. So it kind of just, it's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. So I think that kind of adds to it.
John, you'd strike me that your daughters would not be that kind of woman she'd want her man to be an equal contributor and emotionally stable, et cetera, et cetera. What's your first reaction to this?
That would be a probably more than an expectation, a demand, or it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with Mart, and I think if you take what he said and you boil it, you look at keep going down and keep distilling it, keep on simplifying it.
Yes.
Just from a biological standpoint, I don't know what the number is, but let's just pretend that women are biologically maturing 5 years faster.
Sure.
Maybe it's 3.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Well, think about that.
Yes.
Right. If I was a senior in high school and I was 21, I would be a very different student.
Yes.
So yes, the boys and the girls are the same age, but biologically they're different. And I think that's a huge part of it is that, boys tend to, they don't mature as quickly, which means they're not dealing with those situations as efficiently.
Yeah. I've been watching my young son grow, and he obviously, and Marty, I'm thinking about you a little bit here too. So Carter went to a private school, and I'm seeing him now, and I'm wondering just his private school versus public school situation, if there's an influence in that. He's now part of a hockey team, part of a situation, not even living at home. And he seems like a relatively grounded, got his shit together. And much of what I've witnessed, it seems like it came from the brotherhood of the private school, the structure, that brotherhood idea. And I'm really putting brotherhood on the table, Marty, because it strikes me that you maybe were raised the same way. You were part of teams, you were part of athletics. Your mom and dad made very positive choices for you for school. And then John, you found something really young at life, which was figuring your shit out. So you started getting into situations where you're putting yourself in other smaller teams, but organized and structure. I got to think there's a lot of value in that. Is that what some of the men, Marty? Structure, like the athletics, the purpose per se.
Yeah, I think guys need that.
Yes,
I think every boy should play sports.
Yes.
And every boy's not playing sports. Look at the
yes.
I hate to say it, but look at the amount of obese boys there are out here.
100%. Yes.
So I think guys would thrive more in that, where the women might thrive more in the classroom. It's just a biological difference. I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing, like I said earlier.
This, in many ways, John, when I think about your story, I would say, you always talk about your curse was your biggest blessing. This might actually be the strongest indicator of it in many ways.
What do you mean?
Well, had you not identified that your challenges were going to become your strengths, you've said before, you might be one of the 50% not performing. You'd be one of the ones not doing anything. You'd be the one lost in life. So you figured it out. You put structure around yourself. You found mentors. You found things you enjoyed. You found a purpose, and you got up and got after it. I can only imagine if you didn't discover that, where you would have ended up.
100%. 100%. I always make the joke, I'd be fucking working the register in a 7-Eleven.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. So so for me, I think the way I would close this conversation on our young boys that are still needing help is that standards and support aren't opposites; they're a pair, right? So we want to coach the reps, we want to measure the progress, we want to keep the door open. And Marty said it best, man. We want to encourage men to speak, right? And and that's the whole purpose of the show, is to get up, get men going after it, and get speaking. Marty.
I just want to add the most valuable things I've learned.
Yes.
Have been from the weight room and sports.
Yes.
It hasn't been from anything else. So I think that's where guys can lay their foundation. I think that's best.
I will say the same thing, man. The gym's taught me more than anything. Gym in the dressing room. I've learned more in the gym and more in the dressing room my entire life. John, I would admit, I'd be willing to bet you were the exact same way.
Yeah, I mean, it's because you develop a few fundamentals.
Yes,
and it doesn't take but a few fundamentals to really excel in this world where people are missing these fucking fundamentals. Like, just discipline. When you really develop discipline, you've separated yourself.
Yes.
It's just that simple. And if any activity where you're having to constantly overcome adversity, you're going to have there's going to be some discipline being developed.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, let's keep the conversation going here. Good morning, everybody. Hanging with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, so if there's anybody who has any doubt around the future of content, I'm going to throw something on the table. And I thought, again, when I'm always thinking about conversations, I'm thinking about the three of us. Because if it impacts the three of us, I'm going to suspect it's going to impact our audience. Johnny, you're a content creator. Marty, you're a content creator. And obviously, so am I. Well, Instagram is moving to the living room. Yep. They are working on a television app. So if there's anybody who doesn't understand that the world of TV is what our apps are, this is any more indicator of it. So, they took forever to create an iPad app, but John, Marty, keep leaning into IG because over time they're going to move that content into the living room. And as we know, YouTube is the biggest channel on the planet. Instagram is looking to do that as well. So they're going to be launching a television app. I'd imagine in the next 6 to 8 months. Marty.
Remember the other day when I said that everyone was on TikTok saying Instagram's dead? And I was like, that's just not, it's not happening, bro.
No.
That's not happening. Yeah.
Well, so you know what, Marty, the same way that Keith and John joke that we grew up with our three channels, NBC, CBS, and Fox, right? Or John, it was forever before Fox. It was an NBC, CBS, and ABC, and then Fox showed up, right? The fourth one, right?
Fox was the fourth. That was oh my God, we got a fourth channel.
Yeah, I know. And it was all new and exciting because the way they were broadcasting stuff. It's the same thing now. You got TikTok, you got Instagram, you got YouTube, right? So this one doesn't surprise me. So I tell you guys, because while it's not going to have any impact on your business today, I can assure you that as you're planning into 2026, John and Marty, be thinking about your IG content and how it might be displayed on a television set because it is coming around the corner. All right, something else here, guys, and this is what I thought was a good one too. Was that there is a CEO of an $8 billion AI company that says it's mind-boggling that people think you can work 38 hours a week and have a work-life balance and be successful.
How many? 38?
Yeah. So, and he's rounding it down because the old adage, Johnny, is I work 40 hours a week. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and John, so do you, and Marty, so do you, that think that that's what being an entrepreneur is. Putting your 40 hours in, balancing life, and getting up and getting after it and doing it again the next day. And this guy is like, no, you actually need to be working probably 60 to 8 hours, and every single minute you're awake, you're probably working on your business. And if you don't think otherwise, I'm not sure what the hell you are doing. John, comments on this one.
Well, I mean, if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, that's pretty much what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think the mistake people make is they go into entrepreneurship focusing on the dollar bill, and they just basically, it's like they have a job, and what I mean by job is it's something they're doing for money. Granted, they're not trading their time for money; it's not a paycheck anymore. But when you start a business around something that that you really enjoy, then you don't feel how many, oh my God, I've worked. I mean, I don't feel like I work. I'm busy. Hell yes, I'm busy.
Yes.
But I mean, the stuff that I'm doing, so much of it I would be doing even if I wasn't getting paid.
Yeah, I don't even know if so I'm going to challenge you, Andersen. I don't even know if I like when you say the word busy, because, and I'm going to actually challenge both you guys, because when you guys use the word busy, I feel like you throw yourself in the bucket with the normal person who's busy and who's not being productive and who's not.
Well, I'm definitely using that term for people.
I know you are. But you know what I mean by that, right? Because I think too often we get caught up in being busy and we're not being productive, and we're being busy. Oh, I put 40 hours in this week, but I'm not getting anything done. Well, you're not doing the right things.
I mean, there's no question that, it's like the average man is too busy. The elite man finds the time. So it's like when you're in the elite side of the fence, this vocabulary is kind of yours to play with how you choose. if you're average dude, don't tell me you're busy.
You did not become an elite strongman, elite wrestler, and elite bodybuilder by choosing to have a life balance of working 38 hours a week and making sure you're home for dinner every single day at 5 o'clock.
No, I mean, keep in mind, there were plenty of we had breakfast with our girls every fucking morning, all the way up to the point where their schedules broke and it didn't work anymore. So we found ways to, keep our family in it tight and do what we did, even with the lifestyle that I led.
Yes.
But the bottom line is I still think the point I'm really trying to drive home is that if you've created a business around something you want to do, it's a totally different conversation, because people use work as like, oh, I work. And of course there's always work. You use, that's another word I don't like to use either.
I know.
Because I don't really feel like I work.
Well, that's why I believe if anybody is going to become an entrepreneur or going to choose to build their own business with their own money and time, I really believe the choice you need to make first is to go make a commitment to yourself in the gym. And however you want to identify the gym. And then break down what that commitment is going to be, because it's not just 30 minutes. Right? So because if you enjoy it and you're good at it, then you're going to do good in business. Because that's where you got to have the fun, is the progress and failing day after day and failing day after day. And if you enjoy that, then go and put your hand up and say, I want to go to business together. Go in business.
Well, here's the thing. And I used to say this all the time, the habits that build this are the same habits that built my businesses, my family, built my position in life.
Yes.
So, at very least, if the gym is something that maybe you don't like or whatever it is, just look at it as an exercise to build your discipline, which will build your life.
100%. Yes. I said to anybody, you've heard me say it many times, go run a marathon, go do a lift, go do a bodybuilding competition, but create a commitment to yourself in quote unquote a gym for an extended period of time. And if you enjoy that, then make the commitment to build a business, because it's the same thing. Marty, it's the same thing. There's no difference to it, frankly. No difference at all.
Yeah, it's literally the same, man. I've had numerous clients who, when they get their shit together in the gym, other areas of their lives get better.
Yes.
It's particularly the women, they start choosing better men. People get better with their money. People's businesses grow. and even for myself, since I just started a new business, I'm gonna change my training style.
There you
now
go.
It gives me something else to lock into and stay consistent with. So
yes. Hey, Johnny, this one's for Marty. I thought of this one for Marty. So, and if he answers that, if his answer makes us nervous, we might have to kick him off the show, because there's three of us here, Johnny. There's three of us here.
Johnny, don't kill me, man.
A third of Americans, that means there's one of us three, say they've had a romantic relationship with artificial intelligence.
It ain't me,
Marty.
It ain't me.
Mark, let me give you a piece of advice. Mark, this is what you got to do, brother. These situations in the future, don't be the first one to speak up and defend yourself. You look guilty.
What I was going to say, you're right. I'll take that L.
So funny.
But if we had to choose, let's ask the chat. If we had to choose one of the three to have an artificial relationship, who would it be? It wouldn't be me and Johnny.
We know the answer is going to be Keithy.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing, guys. So this little study is about 1,000 people. Almost 30% of U.S. adults and North American adults reported an intimate/romantic relationship with AI, and higher among Gen Z and higher amongst young men. And I'll say this. I think this stat supports what's happening over on Elon's platform. If you spend any time on Elon's platform, and he's like, all right, there's a bunch of horny young men out there in the world. We're going to give them a place to come hang out on X and Grok, and we'll give them whatever they want. Marty, you know exactly what I'm talking about, brother.
Yeah, Twitter is insane. And, it's on Instagram, too. They have like these AI women that they look like models.
Yes.
And people go and comment and say, hey, you're so beautiful. And it literally says in their bio, AI model. It's ridiculous, man. We're down bad out here.
There we go. Coming up, we got a dumb shit award covered. Before we do that, though, hey Johnny, I know you're a smart investor. You got your money in a bunch of different piles around the planet. Do you got big investments in gold, brother, or you kind of half? I don't want details, but just curious. You got some money in gold?
Oh yeah, it's actually got gold and silver. I'm heavier in silver than gold because if you look at the ratios, the ratio will tell you what's a better buy. It's so lopsided right now. The ratio is like almost triple what it should be. So whenever that ratio levels itself back out, it's probably going to get even closer because we use so much silver.
Yes,
and we don't actually mine for it. It's it's a byproduct of mining for other shit.
Interesting.
So because of that, it's the supply is getting shorter, right?
Okay.
And the ratio is getting bigger, which makes no sense. So at some point when all of the dust settles, that ratio is going to sink back up where it's supposed to be, even if it goes to where it normally was, which I think is going to tighten up because we use so much now. It's like a 4x, bam, just like that.
Yeah. Well, I asked because there is,
and they just reclassified it too, which is a fucking game changer.
Interesting. Geologists may have just found the world's largest, John, gold deposit. And
if that happens too, then of course, gold is, think about it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Gold has no actual fucking use. It's just scarce. It's all
that's it. No, you're absolutely right. That's exactly
other than jewelry,
Yes,
but it's like silver. Fuck, they need this for missile heads and fucking computers and everything else. There's an actual need. They just classified it as a scarce mineral or some crazy shit.
Yeah. So there's where's my notes here?
But if they find a whopping pot of gold, silver again is going to take a big move.
So reports cite a supergiant gold deposit beneath the Wanggu field in China, suggesting, Marty, 1,000 tons of gold with mapped veins and modeling-based projections. Headlines compare it to the South Deep out in Africa, but it's there's China already leads gold production, but there's some curiosity around how this might impact the market with this massive gold discovery.
But real quick on that level, I saw somebody just like the silver stuff.
Yeah, here's Tom Ritchie from the Greatest Canvas podcast. Like John gives you more reasons every day to love him. Silver, Tom Ritchie.
Well, but here's the thing: you got to have it in hand. Don't buy the paper, because I believe that if there's a call where it's time, okay, everybody wants their silver.
Yes,
you're gonna have 5 people with a fucking piece of paper showing up that are claiming the same fucking piece. So you've got to have the tangible fucking metal in your hand.
Yes.
Like when I bought it, I just kept fucking going, and literally, it's kind of a fucking pain in the ass. You're fucking walking out of there with a goddamn duffel bag that's ready to fucking rip.
Yeah. All right. Well, I promise we're moving from gold and silver to the dumb shit award.
And then put that shit in the safety deposit box, by the way, too.
There's your tips from Jon Andersen this morning. Put your precious metals in the safety. Did you know that there's not many places? There's less and less folks with safety deposit boxes on the planet. Did you know that?
Well, here's the thing.
Generational.
I kind of get that because people are having less and less trust in banks, right?
Well, and it's interesting too, John, is that it's a generational thing. So Marty, for example, Christopher Martin. Or as Bernard was laughing, if Keith starts calling him Chrissy, we should all beware. So, hey, Chrissy. Hey, Keithy. No, Marty.
Nope.
Marty, did you grow up with, are you familiar with, do you have a safety deposit box? You know what we're talking about?
No, I don't.
And seriously, you don't, right?
I don't, yeah.
And I'm not surprised, John, because I've talked to a lot of folks in Johnny's generation that are like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So Marty, inside the bank, there's like a big vault. Inside the vault are a bunch of other little vaults. So John and Terry have physical materials like gold or silver or paperwork or jewelry or stuff that they don't want to store at their house. He would go to the bank and rent a safety deposit box to put it into the bank. John gets a key, the bank gets a key, and the only way he can get into that safety deposit box is if he goes in and gets the key with the other person. And I'm not surprised that you don't know what it is, because many folks don't, and less and less folks are using safety deposit boxes.
Well, and here's the, like, when you hear people that don't like them,
Yeah.
it's because the argument is, oh my goodness, what if the bank goes down or blah, 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 blah. I hear you. Okay. But if that's the fucking case, we got bigger fucking problems than what you got in that box.
Well, John, we both been alive for how many years? And when's the last time our banks have closed in 50 years? Never.
Yeah.
It's
like, it's just kind of like, you got to look at okay, yes, that would cause a problem for you, but the problem that caused your problem is so fucking big, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Marty?
Yeah, Orange Man might close the banks. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah. It's interesting, though, and it's interesting because, you got Bernard saying, I trust the bank less. Holroyd says, I have a safe. It's all at home. And I know there's there's an ideology where folks are less and less trusting banks. I got to be honest, Anderson, I've done a little bit of research on this. There might be a business model around standalone safety deposit buildings, right? Where it's not a bank, but it's
those already exist.
Oh, do they? I haven't seen them in the States.
Yeah.
Do they? Yeah, they do, eh?
Yeah. I mean, you can get that for your metal.
Oh, okay.
But see, when I said safety deposit box, everybody just assumed I was talking about a bank.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's also, I guess there's storage lockers, right? I never thought of, like, there's a storage locker you can put stuff into as well, where people store people and dead
safety
bodies.
Deposit box is a pretty fucking.
I got those, Keith.
What storage boxes?
I got storage boxes. Yeah. Ain't no people in there though.
I was just gonna say there's some fucking whack jobs put people in those. Listen, I watched some documentary a while back where some dude kidnapped a woman and stored her in a storage container for a couple of weeks. Yeah,
wow, a big fucking container.
It's crazy.
But on this whole thing with metal, dude, we've never put gold is like over $4,100 right now.
Yeah, it's gone through the fucking roof, eh?
Fucking the last 2 years is doubled.
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys, I promised a dumb shit award this morning. And as Johnny, so lovingly clarified, this is not about putting the dumb shit trophy on the human. It's on the act that a human may have been involved with. Well, Marty, we know how influencers and creators and folks like to do dumb shit. Well, an influencer, a father, threw his 7-year-old son off a cliff for bravery and a viral video. Yeah.
How fucking far? How far down was? Let's define cliff.
Yeah. Was there water under or?
So let me just get the notes here. So the kid lived. The kid lived. The kid was thrown down off the cliff, and the kid was caught and everything. And it was just this idea of being on the cliff and within the camera lens showing the influencer doing this event, like throwing them off the cliff, so that in the frame it showed this act of bravery with the child, right? So, and then the guy got, the guy was chastised across social platforms, as he should be. The kid lived, but at what point do we need to encourage people to stop exploiting our children with stupid stuff like this?
Well, I still want to know what define cliff.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just saw an image, and I don't know whether the cliff was a 3-foot cliff, 10.
It's a fucked up act either way.
The whole thing.
Are we talking 100 fucking feet, or are we talking 3 feet?
Well, so the kid lived, and it was tossed off of a quote unquote cliff. So whether it was a 3-foot, 10-foot, but the reality was, John, is that Mama was filming, and Daddy just took the kid and in the frame threw him off to create the illusion to Marty that I got a brave child jumping off the cliff, and the kid lived. But just the whole idea is a dumb shit award.
Anything for a fucking like, I guess, huh? Jesus Christ.
That's what it is, man.
God damn.
Well, people get these rewards for posting, especially on TikTok. I mean, you get a viral video on TikTok, you get a million. What is it? 1 million views, $1,000. So I think I know it's not a lot, but people will do it.
Yeah, it is what it is, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. Did he get arrested or anything? No.
I don't know. I didn't find the news on that if the guy was arrested.
Maybe if we start arresting people for doing shit like that, maybe stuff will change.
I got to think at some point along the way that's going to happen. right? Somebody's going to be arrested for stupid, crazy shit. So anyways, good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Jimmy, let's do a lifestyle tip with Andersen. And we'll do a lifestyle tip with Andersen, and we'll come back and keep the show rocking and rolling. And then I want to get into let's get into 7 body language tweaks that make men instantly more trustworthy. So, Jimmy, let's do a pivot to Andersen's lifestyle tip, and then we'll come back and keep the show rocking and rolling. Can we do that, Jimmy?
Self-sabotaging behavior patterns. We all have them. Some of them really hold us back. Others not so much, but the bottom line is we all have them. And the question really comes down to, do we even recognize them anymore? Because human beings, we tend to repeat things. We make mistakes and we do it enough, it becomes familiar, it becomes normal, and we don't even recognize that we're doing it anymore. So I always give the piece of advice, don't worry about trying to do more. Try to recognize the one thing that you do every day that if you remove will really hold you back. I'll give you a perfect example. For me, overeating at night, something I still fucking battle. I'm 53 years old. I'm a disciplined motherfucker. But I had that self-sabotaging behavior pattern in play so long. I have to be very aware on a daily basis and very intentional not to do it. And if I do it, like I kind of skirted it last night, borderline, it was like I was not happy with the few extra bites that I took, probably more than a few, enough that I didn't feel well. Didn't feel bad, but I knew I did wrong. So what did I do? I got up this morning and I wrote down in my morning writing what I didn't want to do today that I did yesterday. It's something as simple as not overeating at night. Now, sounds like a simple little thing that's really, you might think, oh, it's getting in shape. It's really not about that. It's about eliminating the things in your life that you shouldn't do that you do anyway, because that shit chips away at our psyche, our self-esteem, our self-confidence. And when you can cleanse your life of these self-sabotaging behavior patterns, especially if you got some big ones, it will change your fucking life. Rock and roll.
What if the most important words you'll ever speak aren't words at all? It's that invisible barrier in a conversation. You feel it when you've lost the room, and you can't figure out why the connection isn't there. Decades of psychological studies confirm that a hidden channel of communication is constantly running in the background. This channel operates faster than conscious thought, powerfully shaping feelings of rapport and credibility. You can fundamentally alter how you are perceived. Stop being misunderstood. Start commanding trust. The deep dive is next.
All right, guys. Trust is feeling before it's a fact. Your body says it first. Marty, people decide whether to trust you in seconds. Small, consistent, nonverbal change. How you're read in interviews, sales, leadership, and at home. Think about yourself when you were out managing the gym, and think about even just as you wander around your environment. Makes people trust you more? Your eyes, your tones, your posture. What is it?
I think I heard your question. You kind of froze up there.
Yeah. What signal do you think, Marty, as you're out in public, what signal makes people trust you more?
I would say energy and body language.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
I was going to say just your tone and the way, even down to the way you walk.
Yes.
Will affect how people perceive you. So, once I learned that, I was able to get more people in my favor, and
that's interesting.
All the old guys loved me at the gym I was managing, man. But they, they just thought I was mature and wise, beyond my age, just because of the way I carried myself.
That's interesting. So it's funny. I wasn't thinking about this until you said it, but I was watching Carter in public on the weekend here, meet some folks in the community there, and he was walking up with shoulders out, looking at you in the eyes, and he was extending his hand and giving a firm handshake. And it's that open posture, right? And when you're doing that, you're greeting somebody warm, aren't you? Like that eye contact. How did you learn that, Marty? Did you learn that in school? Did you learn that from other men? Did you learn that through observation? Did you learn that by fucking up? Like, how did you learn that whole idea that slight, simple change, people started receiving you more better?
Well, but before I answer that, I just want to say, ironically, yesterday, one of my clients for my social media management is a doctor. Yeah. And she made her video and it was like no emotion. I told her, I said, don't post that, do it over. So definitely. Everyone sees it. People are going to perceive you different when you look at that. But I would say I probably learned in school when I transferred from public school to the private school. I went to the all boys school, and it's like one of the most prestigious schools in DC, right?
Yes.
So I'm leaving public school. I'm in Washington, D.C. with these politicians' children, business owners. Their children are there. And these are kids that, speak like adults.
Yes.
They're using words I'd never heard before, So it kind of, it leveled me up and leveled up my communication, my demeanor, my expression, and my energy, the way I carry myself. That was probably the first time I was aware of it.
I think that this is something that we can be learning our entire life, because I know even myself, I still have to remind myself to put the resting bitch face away. Right. And because sometimes you kind of just have that look on your face that you don't even know. And it's not a scowl. It's not a negative thing, but maybe you're being closed off. Right. So, it's this idea of having an open posture, right? Shoulders out. And that too is the love about the gym. It's confidence, right? When you have a good lift, you spend some time in the gym. What happens naturally, Marty? Your shoulders go and you open your posture up. It just happens naturally.
Yeah. And even, one thing I pride myself on is I don't want people to know I'm having a bad day.
Yes.
So if I ever say that, they're like, you had a bad day yesterday?
Yes.
I couldn't tell. I'm like, good. I'm doing the right thing.
Yes. Yes. Warm, steady eye contact is another way that your body language will help people lean into you, because if you're gentle, you're consistent. I know John's all about, having a smile, having a good warm expression. Marty.
And handshakes.
Oh,
the way you shake someone's hand, if you ever got a soft handshake, the first thing you're going to think is, ew, who is this guy? I'm not working with them.
Or the flip side is it's like this. Let's prove our manhood with how hard we can squeeze.
Whoa.
That too.
I was about to ask John that question, because I'm going to suspect, Marty, you know as well as I do. I guarantee you, Marty, that's probably one of the biggest. I was funny, John, you said, because I was going to say probably one of the biggest beefs that you would have, and I mean this with love, is that you have every fucking dude walking up going, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking have a stronger handshake than this guy, because they see you and there's a perception. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna squeeze him harder. I bet it happens almost all the time, Andersen.
I
bet you.
I'm probably less than you think.
Really?
It was because it's like, it's gotta be but I would say the reason is because where I am in my life, I just not around those people anymore.
Yes, that's fair. Yeah.
But I think that, part of what you described with Carter, right?
Yes.
And because, it's actually where a great experience for him, because he's in a position where he's representing the team of a town.
Yes.
So people want to come and meet him.
Yes.
So he has a role to play.
Yes.
He's playing his role, which is really teaching him to bring a level of confidence to an introduction, which then is going to create the trust and what we're talking about.
Yes.
Makes sense. It's like the same thing. And, if you're in a position where people want to meet you, you have a role that you need to play. And you've learned so much from that.
Yeah, that's so true. I had this exact same conversation with Carter this weekend, John. I said, Carter, you represent the community. So how you show up with your shoulders out, looking at somebody with your eyes, your handshake, you're representing every business owner as you're out there. So I'm with you, man. I think
with me, I think to kind of finish on that is that if it's not in that setting, then people have an expectation of what they're going to get. And when they realize that I'm not that, it totally flips the script on them.
Yes, I would believe that. I would believe that. So I said 7 body language tips. We're talking about open posture, warm, steady eye contact, a slight forward lean, which shows that you're paying attention and you're engaging, perhaps a calmer pace. And Jon, this next one here reminds me of you, especially with this idea of congruence, matching words, tone, and expression. And what I mean by matching you is that I'm going to suspect, and I know it's happened with me in the past, where people judge a book by its cover, then they hear us speak. So your words, your tone, and your expression, once you start speaking, do match you. You know what I mean by that? Where it's they are very much connected. I've been around folks where you're like, that person's saying that, it doesn't match what they're really kind of acting. You know what I mean by that? The congruence, like, you know, you're like, your tone, your expression, how you're delivering your message matches what your beliefs, your values, and how you're expressing it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, and there's so many different situations that we're going to be talking about too. You know,
subtle mirroring is another way that we can build trust immediately with somebody. Marty, I got to think you do this often with your clients, or especially back in the public space, which is, you know, mirroring how somebody's standing or appearing in front of you. Jon, I'm thinking you've done this in the past as well, where, you know, you're noticing somebody who might be maybe cold or getting to know you a little bit, and you're mirroring how they are acting.
Yeah, you literally, like, if you really want to fucking get with someone, you're sitting across a say couch to couch, right?
Yes.
And they cross their arms and you cross your arms.
Yes. Yeah.
They put their hands like this. You put your hands like, just slowly follow them.
It's interesting.
Total. They don't even understand what's happening, but you're kind of gaining. You're gaining. I don't know what you would call, but
trust.
It's like there's just so many dimensions that field. It's like an old sales trick.
Dude,
when you got in someone's living room, you do exactly what they do.
I've spent enough time talking about the fact I've spent tons of hours and thousands of dollars in the therapist chair during my lifetime. And Jon, what you said is exactly what happens. And I didn't notice it until I was older and started viewing it. But anybody going to a therapist, and Dr. John Petrocelli would know, when you're sitting across from somebody, John's absolutely right, man. They are mirroring you to a T, man, because that's how I believe they're getting you to open up. So if I'm sitting there like this, they're going to do the same thing, and as I lean in, and it's pretty awesome, man, when you see somebody doing that. And then the last one, guys, the 7 body language tweaks before we get to some anxiety hacks in the second hour. And Jon talks about this often: genuine smile. Have a smile, eyes and mouth. Just walk in, have that smile on your face, and it's going to instantly build trust quicker than if you're walking in with a scowl. Boys, comment on the smile.
Well, you know what I love, like we're a place in Mexico right now, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Every time we leave, like when we go play pickleball, we go through 2 different security gates, and there's someone that actually we got a little sticker on our car, so they see us coming, they open the gate, we go through, right? But there's a person manning that gate, right? And they're so used to people just driving through. It's almost like they're not there. Tara and I always wave and big smile, and they just fucking light up a Roman candle. And it's like, because, you know, they're not used to that. And it's kind of you can almost call it selfish. It makes us feel fucking great to give that person a little flash of happiness.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny,
but it is all what you said. It's all in the smile. If you give them a fucking shit, they can see that a mile of fucking way. You give them a good, you know, how are you doing today? You know, they just, you know, it's really fucking cool to give that to somebody, and we all have the power to do it.
It's like you, Marty. It's like Johnny and Terry are like, you know what? We're fucking super happy. So we're going to make everybody around us happy. Just showing off smiles and beaming, just radiating this energy, because they're like, that person doesn't look like they're in a good mood, but we're going to give them every reason to be in a good mood. That's pretty awesome. Because that's a good attitude to have, right? So,
well, and again, it's cool to watch. It's cool to give it, but from a selfish perspective, it feels fucking good too.
Yes, absolutely.
We get to feel good with them.
Yes, Marty.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can change someone's day with that. You know, someone can be having a terrible day,
Yes.
Just because you smiled or made them laugh or something, you just made their day better, and make them think everything's going to be all right. So,
speaking of changing somebody's life, do you guys spend any time throughout your journeys, of life, doing a paying it forward type moment? Maybe you're going through a drive-through and grabbing a coffee, or you're at Starbucks, or John or Terry, or you guys are doing something. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to buy the guy a coffee behind me. Is that a regular thing? You never do it sometimes, or what's your guys' thoughts on that? I rarely do it. I'll be honest. I just don't think about it, frankly.
I've never done it for a stranger, but if say I go to the counter, say I'm at the gym getting a protein shake or something, and somebody, I'm having a conversation with someone, they're behind me. I've done it like that. Just for someone exchanging good energy. Convo. I've done that.
Marty, you and Terry bought somebody coffee, paying forward kind of thing, or not a habit, not a regular habit.
You talking to me? You said Marty.
It's Johnny and Terry. I think.
Yeah. You guys do that?
Well, not so much something like that, but it's all kind of an instinct thing. Sometimes I'll see someone who just looks like they need help, right?
Yes.
And
what does that look like?
What's that?
What does that look like?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's really an instinct thing, because it's like there's so many people out there fucking hustling for what it is they want. But I do find that person that's truly in need. Like there was a guy at a gas station one time.
Yeah.
And you could fucking clearly see the dude had hoofed it in, right? He wasn't fucking walking around begging for fucking change. You could see he was fucking a little tattered, right? He got a gas can. He's like, I'm out of gas, and whatever his story was. I don't remember what the story was. The story didn't matter. I just felt what he looked like, what he felt. So I said, look, dude, because what he wanted was, when you're pumping gas, can you just give me a little bit in my can? That makes sense?
Yes.
That's all he was asking for. And like that right there, to me, that's not a guy that's going to try to fucking get a beer. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
Yep. So I said, dude, hey, here, I just gave him $100. Say, look, this is going to help you a lot more than a little gas. I don't know what you're up against, but go on now. I didn't say that to him, of course. But when you find someone that really is in need and needed some help, something like that can be, really, really big, or in a situation where, you find someone who, like, here would be I do this more often because I can sense this at a restaurant, right? Like a waitress, you can kind of get the sense of these waitresses that are just busting their asses and they're doing such a good job. And usually it's because they're trying to, you find out later, they're supporting fucking multiple kids and they're a single mom and all this shit. You don't really know at the time, but you can kind of just feel the way they're going about it. They are fucking working hard because they need, right? And then what I'll do is, like, if the dinner's $300, I'll tip them whatever the dinner was.
Yes.
Right. And then they come back and it's like, they're like, I can't tell you, thank you so much. I can't tell you how much this is going to help, especially around the holidays too. So that would be more of a regular practice on my part.
So I'll be frank, the boys, what I rarely, if ever, do is give money to handouts, to beggars, to people sitting on the street.
Because they're just going to go fucking buy a beer with that shit.
Well, that's my belief. And I've heard Marty talk about, being in the store and some guy begging, and Marty give the guy money. And the guy walks back in and buys himself a bunch of fucking cigarettes. I think it was Marty was your story. So
yeah, that was great.
I just can't do it. I would rather say to somebody, come to my house, I'll put you to work.
You choose not to.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I choose not to. Yeah. No, but I would rather say to you, if I saw you on the street, John, I'd say, I will help you, but in order to help you, I want you to come and do some work for me, and then I'll reward you with money. But just to give you money, because I don't know, and I know a lot of people debate me and say, well, you don't know their statuses in life. Maybe they have mental health issues. I don't know, man. There's resources out there. I'm not just giving you money because you put your hand out. Marty, I see you're waiting to jump in there.
Let me ask y'all a question, man.
Yeah.
I hate throwing the race card in there, but this
what?
is I hate throwing the race card in.
What?
This is legit.
What?
I don't like throwing the race card in, but this is legit. I dislike it. Is
Yes.
that better, Johnny? Dislike? Is that
That's
okay?
it. That's it.
Yeah, I thought Johnny.
Did you
couldn't hear
catch?
me for a second.
Did you catch what the problem was?
I got it. Yeah, it took me a few times. I thought you couldn't hear me for a second. You know, Johnny getting old over there. But anyway, my the area I live in is predominantly black, right?
Okay.
So if we see white people begging for money, or like, you know, some Middle Eastern people begging for money, we know they're scamming. Or we have a feeling that they're scamming. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
they do.
It just doesn't happen in our neighborhood. So we just it's a lot of people out there who they get up and go home in a nice car. You know, they just collect their money and go home in a nice car. So I'm very skeptical when it comes to that.
Well, there's some people that I'll see standing on corners here in Winnipeg that I'm sure they're making probably a few grand a month just by standing there.
Yeah. Well, I will say I once gave a guy money for beer, but he was holding a sign that said, "I'm not going to lie to you. I need a beer."
Well, you know what? So,
I can deal with that. Here's $5, dude. Go get it.
It's funny, Anderson, because I would be the same way. If you're telling me what you're using it for, I might say, okay, well, if that's going to be your, then I guess I'm going to give it to you. Right?
I can deal with honesty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're standing there being honest, I'll get with you.
Yes.
Only once. I'll give it to you once.
Yes. Yeah. Looking at the comments here, we got Hey Seed coming in saying, me and my buddy always pays for each other's meal. Just we don't have to get 2 different orders all the time. It's just faster. And then John Petratelli, the chameleon effect is in constant to mimic behaviors, postures, manners of others. Oh yeah, we're talking about that conversation. And then back to Hey Seed, had one tell me he was having alcohol withdrawal and needed money for beers. I gave him $5 for being honest. There you go. So Hey Seed, the exact same conversation that that John and I were talking about. And Bernard, I don't allow drinkers. If you give someone money, it's theirs. Interesting. And there's not a wrong or right answer. It's how, we all want to, figure it out, right? So, but all right, guys, saying less with more signal, leading with presence. We're talking about building trust. And as John Petricelli jumped in here with that, which I butchered up your comment. Thanks, Petro, for that one. All right, guys, listen, let's get into the conversation about anxiety. And John, you said something here a few moments ago, which kind of struck me during your tip. And I love when you make yourself relatable, because it opens up the doors for all of us. The dumb shit decisions you were working on last night. You're like, oh, fuck, I did it again. And we all kind of go through those things. Let's talk about anxiety. And I know I talk about anxiety before we get into a conversation, before we wrap up the show, how many times a night it's normal for us to pee. Jimmy, let's get into center stage about where's my topic here? 7 ridiculous anxiety.
What if the most powerful anxiety tool wasn't in your medicine cabinet, but in your freezer? When your heart is pounding and your thoughts are racing, you need an intervention, not an idea. Something that works instantly. Research shows that a specific type of sensory input can immediately activate your body's built-in calming system. This isn't a long-term strategy. This is an emergency brake for your brain, and you can pull it any time you need to. Stop what you're doing and try this. You'll be amazed.
All about anxiety, you guys. When we're anxious, I'm giving you guys 7 ways to get out of that anxious state, because I talk about myself. My brain gets all anxious, what I do in the morning, how I get myself out of it. So I found 7 quick, ridiculous ways that if you're having some anxious states, this will help. First one, guys, and John's going to laugh because you're like, where the fuck are you going to find this in the moment? The ice cube squeeze. If you can find ice cube, if you're anxious, grab it, hold it in your hand, and squeeze it. 30 seconds. That stimulus is going to ground your attention. It's going to break a loop. John, very similar to the elastic band idea, because it breaks your mindset to go from holy fuck anxious. Your hand is freezing with that ice in your hand. So that's number 1. What would you do? I'm going to go around the table here, John. You're anxious. What hack do you put yourself into a moment to get yourself out of it?
Ask myself a question.
Is that what you do? Seriously? Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck what am I anxious about?
Yeah.
And if I can figure it out, perfect. If I can't, I'll just chase it off. See, our brain can't have a feeling of gratitude and anxiety at the same time. So I just turn off the anxiety spigot with a quick moment of gratitude. Now, if I can figure out what's stressing me out, then I can say, okay, can I help this? No. Okay, boom, gone. Then do gratitude, twice as helpful. But if it's something I can help, then okay, well, what do I need to fix this? That'll take an action will fix it as well. But either way, I'm gonna have a quick moment of gratitude to make sure that I turn off that spigot.
Interesting. Marty, I'm going to come to you in a second here. I use so I've been leaning on to gratitude more often than ever when my anxiety creeps in, and I flip to get. Okay, I get to do this. Okay, and then I keep telling myself that. I had it this morning. I got up and it's it's patterns, right? I sensed that I got up this morning. I was walking towards the shower before I started counting in my Johnnies and Martys, and I was anxious, and then I started flipping a John to get. I get to do this. I get some good stuff today. I started looking through my day in my head, visualizing my day. I started leaning to I get to do these things. I came down to the gym and I was like, okay, I get to do legs today. And by the time I started lifting, I must have said get about 100 times in my head. And I walked that anxiety out of my head, man. And just by the power of the word get for me. Marty, what do you do when you put yourself when you're in an anxious situation? What's a quick hack?
I got to roll by it after this, but usually I just walk.
Simple as that.
Walk. Even if it's in that house, just start walking around the house.
Just start moving around.
Start moving around.
Yes.
Get up and start cleaning. It just I don't know what it is.
Doing something productive is going to go. It goes against the anxiety. Taking action always helps.
I got instant goosebumps from that answer, Marty, because of how simple and how grounded and how real it is. Because you're like, okay, I'm anxious, I start moving. And John, movement creates momentum. Momentum creates action. Right?
Yeah, because that's not just being negative isn't my natural mindset. So
yeah.
If I'm in that mindset, I got to get out. I got to do something to get out of it, and just doing something simple.
It's the human brain, man. The human brain is designed to look for problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Marty, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out with us today. You're having yourself an awesome loop, and we'll see you in less than 22. Okay.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow.
All right, brother.
Have a good loop, my brother.
You too.
Johnny, I know you and I are into this one next because I choose a different life vice instead of this one. But folks who are looking for anxious hacks might choose sour candy because that intense taste snaps that focus to the present in your mouth and will redirect your sensory senses. So if you find yourself going to a meeting today or in a situation where you're all fucking messed up, grabbing something sour might help change your mindset.
The thing that it's all great helpful shit.
Yeah.
We all we're doing is putting Band-Aids on the table.
100%. I'm glad you said that actually. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we want to look to the root of what's causing the anxiety, don't we?
Yeah, that's hence the question.
Yes. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And then about 75% of the time, you're going to realize I can't fucking do a thing about this. So this is silly. I'm not going to suffer when it's unnecessary.
Well, so that's why I really. So you ask a question, I run towards being grateful because I believe that if I can be grateful, I can wipe anything else out.
100%.
I guess back to my analogy that if I did nothing throughout the entire day except get my workout, my lift in, then I'm good. I've taken care of my human body and my brain. Perfect. Done. I don't have to achieve nothing for the rest of the day. If I find gratitude at least once throughout the day, I feel the same way. Then, okay, I get to be here. I'm on this side of the earth. I have my health. I have my family. Okay, good. You can fucking take all the shots you want at me, but I'm grateful.
100%. The gratitude is key in this. But like in what I was explaining was I'll always try. The gratitude is what polishes it off.
Yes.
But it's try to identify. In many cases, you can't. But if you can, you actually get to learn. Like, okay, I can't do anything about this. I need to stop stressing about this. So when you ask and you keep re-identifying that something is happening over and over that you can't help, little by little, that thing becomes less. It creates less anxiety for you. So I'm always the big one on. There's nothing wrong with a Band-Aid, but put the Band-Aid on after you clean the wound.
Well said. The 3-3-3 rule, guys. Name 3 things you see, 3 sounds, move 3 body parts. It'll anchor you immediately. I never knew about this one, but that's actually quite interesting, right? So if you find yourself in an anxious state, just look around, look for 3 things you see, listen for 3 things, move. And I guess in many ways, Marty does it. It starts moving and it'll anchor yourself. And that's the one, guys, is the cold face dive reflex, cold water on your face. Now, this is one that we've seen in the movies and we've seen in society, which is just go to the bath. You know, you're hot, you're in a moment where you just put some cold water on your face. That's done to lower the heart rate and calm the system. Another one, John, and I've seen folks do this too, and this is a hack that my therapist even shared with me about years ago, is tracing your hand. Seriously, put your hand. So I'll give you as an example. Maybe in the morning when you're writing in your book and your journal and you're kind of, maybe your mind's going crazy. And I know you're not dealing with the symptom and you're asking the question. This idea of just taking your finger and tracing your hand is a calming sensation that will regulate your pace and breathing. And I've seen people do that actually before, that idea of tracing your hand.
Well, I mean, it's all of this stuff is just redirecting focus. That's it.
That's exactly it. Yeah. And then visualizing the weird, imagining pulling worry or dissolving it. The pattern interrupts. So I liked this because I do get anxious, and it's funny because Hayseed says, take 10 minutes, smoke a bowl, and care about nothing, and resets the day. Well, and there's something to be said for that. However, if you're chasing the bowl or if you're chasing the bottle, there might be other challenges you're having, so that might not be the best thing. And then, John, the last one here, brother, and I know you're good at this, just force a smile. Find a way to find a smile. And that might change your physiology in the moment, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you take any of these and ask a question to begin with.
Yes.
And then, because once you start to recognize that most times you're stressing out about something that you can't fix, then you start to realize it's kind of silly.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, next conversation before I walk out of here, Anderson. This is a fun one because we talked about this a little bit last week, and I know our audience will relate to this one, is how many times we get up in the middle of the night for a piss. Coming up in a couple of minutes, but guys, wrapping up this conversation on 7 body language tweets. Calm is a skill. Being calm is a skill. And I've had to learn how to be calm. So as you've heard us talk for the last few minutes, these 7 habits, train the interrupt, and then train the habits.
You finally get comfortable, ready for a full night of deep sleep, when that all too familiar urge quietly wakes you up. One trip to the bathroom turns into 2, then 3, shattering your sleep cycle and leaving you feeling exhausted and frustrated the next day. You start to wonder, is this just a normal part of getting older? There are simple, science-backed adjustments you can make hours before you even get into bed that can dramatically reset your nighttime rhythm and reclaim your sleep. It's time to take back your nights, disrupted sleep as inevitable, and start waking up with the energy you deserve.
Seed, I appreciate you, Johnny. I smoke weed to keep me out of prison. Yeah. At least you're not. Hey, we both know, and Johnny, many guys who crush the bottle, which put them into prison. So at least Hayseed is picking the cannabis.
You don't find people fighting when they're smoked.
Exactly. All right, let's talk for a few minutes, brother, about nighttime pee breaks and what's normal by age and maybe when to check it out. So what's your, I know we talked about this a little bit last week. What's your typical number when you're going, you sleep your 7-8 hours a night? How many nights do you get up? How many times in the middle of the night do you go for a pee?
Usually 3.
Is that what it is? Yeah. And
yeah.
But
it follows my cycles though.
I was just going to say that's
yeah, because a lot of times I'll get up to pee and it's woken me up per se. Right.
Yes.
But it's not like I had to pee that bad. So it's not like waking me out of a deep sleep. It's just, I'm, as you kind of, it's almost like I can, every time when I pee, I can almost tell you what time, when I'm really on, I can almost tell you what time it is when I get up to pee.
That's interesting. Could you relate it? Can you connect it as much to when you're last? Okay, look, actually, no. Come on, Keith, spit the question out. Let me back it up. Is your system scheduled where when your last drop of water goes into your body at a certain time in the evening? Like, do you know, no? So you'll drink, no?
No, I mean, I know I'm going to be drinking. I mean, it changes a little bit every day, but right. I'm going to be, it's pretty scheduled, but I'm going to be drinking about 7 liters of water a day.
Right, but bedtime's at 8 o'clock. So if bedtime's at 8, are you drinking right up until 8 o'clock, or do you stop the fluids at 7? And I guess the question I'm going. So I'm actually kind of curious.
I know. I don't get into that whole thing too much. I just kind of live until it's time to go to sleep, and then when I go to sleep, usually the first sleep cycle is the longest.
Yes,
I think it takes me the longest to get down. I don't know, but that's usually the longest one. But when I fall asleep, the first piss is usually around 11.
Okay. Yeah.
Then after that, it's gonna be like, it'll be 11, then it'll be 1, then it'll be 3, almost, give or take, 15 minutes either way.
Yeah. It's funny because Bernard says I seldom wake up to pee. And I would say I don't want to say I'm similar to that because I focus on getting my fluids in as well, John. But there's I find if I cut my fluids off at a certain time before I go to bed, I could make it through the night without peeing. And then when I'm up at 3:40, I go for my first piss. But I would say I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with it. With the peptides you take and the supplements and your great food choices, when you make tweaks to the way you consume, does that affect your overnight peeing as well?
Consume water or
I'm sort of like thanks for picking that up. Like if you're changing your peptide regimen or if you're changing your fluid regimen, does that change how you pee in the middle of the night? Are you noticing that too?
Not so much, because remember, sometimes when I wake up to pee, I have to pee, but I'm really not peeing that much. That makes sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
It's not like the waking up to pee was what I was coming up at the top of the cycle. And that's where I could kind of feel it. So I get up to pee, right? It's not like I get, it's sometimes when people wake up to pee is they're almost ready to piss in their pants.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm never that way.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the pisses that I'll take in the day will be way bigger. Like triple the size.
If we're under 60, pissing 1 to 2 times a night is common. Maybe more than that might be worth checking into. And I'm saying might be worth checking into.
But on that level, I've been peeing in the middle of the night since I was 24.
Yeah. Did you have problems wetting in bed as a young man growing up? And I'm serious. Like, did you? Because I did as a young boy.
We all had a problem at some point, but then was my problem worse? I think if I was to categorize where I probably had some of the more embarrassing pissing the beds.
Yeah.
I've actually pissed the bed, and actually, to be told, I've actually shit the bed, where I've been so fucking tired that I'll sleep right through.
Really?
Really? Fuck. Oh, God damn. Yeah. There was a time I came home from a really fucking nasty, it's called the G1 tournament for New York. And it's every fucking match is televised. So it's like normally you get a televised, you get a couple of house shows to televise. This thing is just fucking coming at you. Just boom, boom, boom. And there's the name they call it. I can't remember what it was. It's not live, but it's like semi-live. It's like a 3-second delay. So you have to be on.
No shit.
We are all fucking beat up when we get done with that. I got home and I was so tired. I was just like fucking whooped. And I went to bed, and literally I wake up and I was like, oh, fuck. Because when you get yourself so tired, it's almost like being so fucked up.
Yeah.
And there was no alcohol involved. And I was probably pretty pilled up, but not to the point where I would have slept through it, Yeah. So anyway, I woke up and I was like, fuck, God damn it. I pissed this. I could feel it. I'm like, God damn it. I peed. You kind of get cold. First it's warm, then it gets cold.
Absolutely.
And then I started moving. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So I pissed and shit the bed in one shot. Jesus. And it wasn't like a little fucking turd. It was like thank God that night I had boxer shorts on. I don't know why. Normally I sleep naked, but I probably fell asleep without actually going to bed,
I've never, so since we're on the floor of confessing, Andersen, I've never shit the bed before, but I've pissed on an ex-girlfriend before. We were camping and we were pissed, and I was in a tent, and I guess I was without my faculties in my brain, and I thought that where she was sleeping was the toilet in the corner of the tent. So I guess I got up in the middle of the night, and all I woke up with, Keith, you're peeing on me. And I was like, what? And sure enough,
you were together at the time.
Oh yeah. We were in the tent and I got up and I started pissing on her because I was in my head. I thought we were in the fucking bathroom in the house and she woke up and I was pissing all over her head. And that was not a good night or a good next day. Let me tell you, I can be frank about that one because it was a tent. It was wet. She was wet.
No fucking shower.
John, there was actually nothing positive about the entire experience at all, actually. And let's just say
a big fucking tent where you could get up and walk around.
No, because I just but I got like in my, I was standing like on my knee. I'm not a tall guy. I was on my knees.
And
I was
you were like on your knees. Okay.
Yeah,
so
and I was like over top of her and I was pissing on her. And it just nothing positive about the entire experience, Anderson. So when I climbed Kilimanjaro and I had to pee in the bottle, that was easy compared to peeing on an ex-girlfriend. So, and I can tell you that my previous ex-girlfriend, like years ago, a young boy, she was allergic to mushrooms. She didn't tell me. So I made her spaghetti and meatballs one day. And that evening had to rush her to the hospital because I almost killed her. So anyways, yeah.
Holy shit.
Good ex-boyfriend. I don't know if Lauren knows those stories. Let's not tell her those ones. Oh man, a lot of fun here today, man. So guys, your nights are data. Tweak those habits, flag those patterns, and protect yourself. If you're going pissed throughout the night, quite often you might want to go and have a conversation with Anderson or myself. We're going to talk to your doctor. That's the best we can do. Johnny, what are you doing today, buddy?
So I got a lift today.
Yeah,
which is always fun. And it's our last day here, so we got to button the place up.
Oh yeah, you're leaving tomorrow, eh?
Yeah, we leave early. So basically tonight it'll pretty much be ready to go. Where all we'll have to do is just load up the Jeep and load up the dogs and go. Everything will be kind of buttoned up.
Nice. Hey, did you get your? I think last week we were talking before I quickly let you go. The Jeep. No, you had something you were getting fixed.
Yeah, everything is fixed.
Yeah, the dune buggy. You got it all fixed. It's all good to go.
Got the basically the two vehicles that we leave here are both fixed and returned and in their spots.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, pal.
It was kind of a pain in the ass, but we got it done.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Good conversation. It was a lot of fun. Had some laughter today, and the dumb shit award, our first one today, and we'll find more of those. And we're playing some catch with pitcher and catcher today. So Anderson, have a great lift. Lots of love, and we'll talk to you in less than 22 hours.
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, pal. All right, Jimmy. Johnny's out of here. Good morning, nation. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the big show. I see you guys here. I'm just having going back up to the comments here when I was telling the story with pissing on my ex-girlfriend. Hey, Sita, don't sleep much more than 3 or 4 hours at a time. So I'm up anyways. I appreciate that. Petro, a good time. And yes, Adam Horrid. And that's the story about how she became my ex. Well, that may have become the start of that because it all went downhill from there. And then Adam says, Bernard says, I almost peed on my grandma's TV once while she was watching 11 p.m. news. Bernard says, I sleepwalked as a kid, would pee in the trash. I've done that before too, actually. Yes. And I've actually peed in an elevator too. Back in my drinking days. I had to go for a piss. It was actually I can tell you guys where I was. I was in this little fucking town in northern Ontario, Holroyd. Thunder Bay, actually. I was drunker than drunk could be. And had to get to my hotel room. Locks weren't working. And I decided to relieve myself like a dumb shit. So that would be like a dumb shit award there for sure. Yeah. I'm not a dumb shit, but a dumb shit move for sure. Yep. Absolutely. Good time. Well, maybe she did like it. I don't know. We never had that conversation. I've never really been into the urinating fetish. No, I've never really asked a female to urinate on me. And I've never really let me think. Have I urinated on somebody before? No, I haven't urinated on somebody from a sexual situation, only just a drunk situation. So yeah, true story. There you go. Urinating this morning on morning. You're right, Howard. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Is that just like vomiting in the back of a taxi cab? And you're like, I gotta vomit. And the guy's like, no. And you're like, yep, I'm just letting it all go in the back of your cab. I'm sorry that you're gonna wreck your cab. Yeah. All right. Jimmy, I think we're going to move the father wound conversation to later on in the week or to next week. I got a conversation here around the father wound. Is this secretly running your life? And it's a heavy talk. I think it's a better talk with Johnny here, with Marty here. And it's this idea that our dads, right? Are our dads still running our life and we don't even know it? I don't know. You know, I'm going to be frank. There was a big point in my life where he was for me. I think we're going to put that on the table, Jimmy, for a further conversation. But for now, let's get to the community corner this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends.
Imagine this scenario. Your friend comes to you and says, "Hey, I got a promotion." Then you say, "That's nice. I led 3 teams last year." See the disconnect? Today's stories are all about how you communicate with and without words. Yep, it's that time of the morning, Nation Community Corner, where we connect YouTube, Substack, and LinkedIn on Mornings in the Lab. Coming up, how to lead with curiosity, understanding the vibes you give off when having conversations, and how to help people read you better. Plus, another masterclass from the handsome chief himself on how to weave squirrels into your daily conversations. Watch and learn. Keith, let's hear those community stories.
What's going on, Nation? We are in the community corner, the bottom of our 2-hour show, which is called Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. The only show to help you get up, get after it, putting positive, inspiring conversation on the table for you to chew on. All right. I appreciate you handing it off to me. Maya Ray is our community corner, our creator spotlight host here in the lab. You know when someone says something and you're just pissed off immediately? Yep. Or when you say something and you can see it rub the other person the wrong way? Yep. Well, Francesco's psychology says the problem isn't necessarily what we say, but how do we try to prove ourselves while saying it? Oh, fuck. We've been there, haven't we? You one up somebody, you correct a detail, or you give advice no one asked for. I think we do it with our wives, don't we, guys? Oh, yeah. And it feels helpful from your perspective, but it actually chips away at a connection. So, what kind of suggestion did Francesca make? Lead with curiosity. Validate the effort. And hey, you may want to consider ask without advising. Because people don't remember who was right during the last conversation. Hold on a second. I fucking know who's right. Oh yeah, if I'm right, I'm going to say I'm right. Damn rights. But listen, all joking aside, when you're having a conversation with somebody, the person on the other side is going to remember who made them feel respected, who made them feel heard, who made them feel human. So, Nation, here's my invitation for you this morning. And you know what we like to do, as the good old Dennis Morton says from Peloton, we make recommendations, we make suggestions. You make the decisions. And maybe the decision today is the next time you're having a conversation, resist that urge to defend your ego and put in the effort to establish a connection. All right, let's pivot over to Substack. The subtle cues that talk when your mouth is shut. You know, Aaron Hung's Substack article, The Hidden Language of Cues, breaks down why trust isn't built by what you say, but by what people feel from you. And he draws from Vanessa Van Edwards' research in her book, Cues to Show How Subtle Physical Cues Shape Every Interaction We Have. If you want people to trust you instantly, again, here's an invitation. Pay attention to those cues. Show your hands when you speak. It signals openness and safety. Lean in slightly when somebody's talking. What it shows me is that you're communicating real interest. Pause. Pause intentionally. Yeah. Pause intentionally. Because it shows confidence. And what it does too, guys, is it lets your words breathe. It lets them land for the person to hear them. I like to pause often because when I pause, I know your ears are up. And when you mirror somebody lightly, that nod, that posture, that shift of how they're standing, it's going to build that subconscious rapport or rapport. And what you also might want to do is lowering your tone, because when you lower your tone, you convey that calm authority instead of pressure. And Ong concludes by saying that when your tone, your body, and your intent match, people feel both your warmth and your strength. So nation, I got a question for you. Mornings in the Lab Nation. What is your go-to move to show people that they can trust you? What is it? Open posture, smile? What do you use? Let's keep it flowing over on LinkedIn. Don't let them read you wrong. You heard me. Don't let them read you wrong. We got more gold from one of our alumni veterans here in the lab, Alana Tart. She reminds us that perception isn't always reality, but it's powerful. And she points out how fast people judge and misread us because quiet becomes uninfluential. Warm becomes not commanding. Older, it just becomes out of touch. So, what's Alana's strategy? Don't change who you are. Don't change who you are. Change how you're read. Again, maybe the invitation this morning is to own your own story, to be proud of it, to receive it, to acknowledge it, to make your impact visible. Turn the difference into differentiators. Because nation, here's what it is. The bottom line is this. People are going to talk anyways. So what you have to decide is whether you're going to let their assumptions of you define you, or whether you're going to help them understand you better by living your truth and setting the narrative yourself. You have the control, not the person over there. Maya, what do you have to say to close this segment up of the Community Corner today?
All right, nation, here are today's takeaways. If someone tells you something, don't follow up with an I statement. Ask a follow-up question to show you care. Practice your physical cues to gain trust. Show your hands, lean in, and embrace the pause. Never change who you are just because people have preconceived ideas. Help them get to know you better. I have an invite for you. With every interaction you have today, ask one question. Tomorrow, I want to know how people responded.
No, Keith, did you see that squirrel? Doesn't count.
And remember, fellas, we want to feature your stories. Follow us on YouTube, Substack, and LinkedIn, and tag us in your next post. Have you ever stared at a page of notes and felt like you were reading hieroglyphics? Like your brain just couldn't make sense of the information, no matter how hard you tried? At 15, one young man with dyslexia was struggling with note-taking until his dad handed him something that would change everything. A fancy notebook and colorful pens. That simple gift sparked a visual learning revolution that would eventually help thousands of people transform complex ideas into memorable, simple sketches. He discovered that when you combine words with visuals, your brain creates powerful linked memories that stick. Today, he has a thriving community of over 1,000 subscribers. He has earned endorsements from industry leaders like Mike Roday and turned his learning difference into his greatest strength. Celebrate Chris Wilson, the mastermind behind Sketchy Ideas, because he refused to fit inside a box and built something that not only made his life easier, but decided to share it with the world. Follow Chris and discover how visual thinking can unlock your potential in ways you never imagined.
Oh, when you're trying to explain something big and it just sounds like a jumble of words in your head. Well, Chris. Yeah, Chris grabs that and sketches it into clarity. Ah, he's not just drawing pictures or mumbling and jumbling. No, he's mapping out a meaning. What blows me away, true story, is how it all started. His dad, a notebook, and a handful of colored pens. That's it. One small act that unlocked a lifetime of creativity. And now, well, his work helps thousands of people learn faster, think clear, and even rediscover faith through visuals. Nation, this isn't about doodles. It's about decoding the way that our brains work. And that is what Chris does best. And Chris, I got an invitation for you, brother. It's called Mornings in the Lab. It's Keith, Jon, and friends. And Chris, we'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to get to know you. We'd love to get to know the people in your orbit. We'd love to hand you the creator spotlight so you can shine it on somebody in your world on an upcoming episode. On the big show itself, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends, and the creator spotlight, the community corner, right here in the lab. Jimmy, who's up next?
Ever feel like you're waiting for someone else's permission to chase your dreams? Like you're hovering outside the room where decisions happen, wondering when it'll be your turn?
Today, we're celebrating a woman who transformed that feeling into fuel.
She went from seeking approval everywhere to building a platform that connects thousands of sports and entertainment professionals to their dream careers. With over 13 years at powerhouse companies like LinkedIn, NBA, and Electronic Arts, she's coached hundreds into roles at the NFL, Lakers, and Disney.
Plus, she co-founded Arena, an AI-powered career platform serving 12.3 million industry professionals worldwide. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Adrienne Bueno,
The first-generation college graduate who stopped asking for permission and started creating opportunities for herself and others.
You ever notice how the best leaders didn't wait for the door to open? Nope. You know what they did? They built one. Yep. And Adrienne knows that story firsthand. She wasn't born into the sports business world. No, not at all, baby. She fought her way into it. She's the first in her family to graduate college. She's worked across the NBA, LinkedIn, Adidas. Or is it Adidas? Adidas or Adidas? Hey, Nation, what did you guys used to call Adidas? Holroyd. Good time. All day I dream about something? Huh? Serotonin? What did you guys use it for? What was the acronym? All day I dream about, and EA Sports. Yep. But what's more impressive is how Adrienne turned all that experience into opportunity for others. What am I, 12? All day I dream about sex. Oh, yes, that's what it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. I think Jimmy knows too. Well, Adrienne reminds us that courage doesn't mean you're fearless. Adidas. Is it Adidas or Adidas? I've often wondered if it's Adidas or Adidas. Do you guys know what it is? We should get somebody from the show from Adidas. No, Adidas. Adidas. And see how they actually pronounce it. I'm really curious if it's Adidas, Adidas, Adidas. Corn, Adidas. Corn. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Good song. Anyways, Adrienne reminds us that courage doesn't mean you're fearless. Nope, it just means that you like to chase squirrels every now and then. Yep, it means you're more committed to growth and comfort. That, nation, is leadership. That is what we celebrate here in the lab. And Adrian Buen, I hope I'm spelling your name or saying your name right. I got an invitation for you, Adrian. Yep. Would like you to bring you in that arena over here to Mornings in the Lab. Love to celebrate you. And teach me how to say Adidas or Adidas or all day I dream about something. I do dream about something all the time. Yep, I do. I think my wife is pretty hot, so I just dream about it all the time. Something, of course, something, nation. All right, Adrian, love to have you on the show. True story. I got off there for a second. Would love to have you here on Mornings in the Lab. Would love to celebrate you. Would love to take the old spotlight, Adrian, and take it and celebrate it and shine it on somebody in your orbit so we can play this scenario up and pay it forward. That's what we're going to do. All right, Jimmy, there's the Creator Spotlight wrapping up here today for Mornings in the Lab. Keith, Jon, and friends. Ooh, fun show here today, guys. Yeah, Adidas. Korn Adidas. Korn. That's a good band, man. Fuck, I love Korn. Good tunes. Okay, well, listen. We are wrapping another big show up here again today. Just pulling up my notes to see what we got going on here tomorrow. Guys, this is a wrap on another awesome show. We started the morning with a hard truth and wild stories with AI, CEOs, gold mines, and dating robots. Proof, oh yeah, baby, proof that reality is stranger than fiction. We talked about 7 anxiety hacks that actually work, and we broke down the 7 body language tweaks that make men instantly more trustworthy. Number 1, smile. And if you caught that segment, you know that confidence is all about your presence. We even talked about nighttime bathroom trips. We did not get into the father wound. We're going to put that onto a different conversation. And we close strong today with Maya helping us spotlight the community. So tomorrow, let's just see what we got tomorrow, guys. Let's just see this here. Tomorrow, all day I do amazing shit. Adidas, says Bernard. Love you, Bernard. Big fan of Bernard. Bernard Artis, our resident beekeeper here in the lab. Bernard's here daily. Holroyd's here daily. Good Time is here daily. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey, Seed's here daily. Lady Drew's here too. Although Lady Drew is a little, got the knickers in a knot, I think. Guys, tomorrow we're going to come back with another lineup built to keep you moving forward. More men are taking paternity leave. And a new study shows how state laws are changing fatherhood because of it. Guys, if you had a choice to take paternity leave, would you take it? Or would you like, nah, fuck it. I don't want to. I got to work. Then we're going to talk about 5 tiny moves that undo the damage of sitting all day. Fast, simple, zero equipment. Because guys, sitting's the new smoking. You sit long enough, you're going to kill yourself. Yeah. Then we're going to get some morning affirmations that don't suck. We're going to show you the 45-second version that actually fires you up instead of putting you to sleep. And then finally, guys, friendship bankruptcy. Are your friends holding you back? Or are your friends popping you up? We're going to talk about it tomorrow on the next episode of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. So on behalf of the whole crew here, producer Jimmy on the buttons, Rahima behind the scenes, Celine behind the scenes, Melissa's off today. She'll be back a little bit later today. We got Bernard, we got Holroyd. Hey, Seed, appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us this morning in the lab. So on behalf of the whole crew, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys in less than 24 hours, 22 to be exact. 8 o'clock Eastern time. YouTube, LinkedIn, X. Oh, and over there on Substack. What do we call it? Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends.